Madam Acting Speaker, I'm pleased today to lay before this Honorable House the annual report of the Human Rights Commission for the year ending the 31st of December, 2024. Madam Acting Speaker, a lot of words there. The Human Rights Commission has a statutory remit to protect and promote human rights under the Human Rights Act of 1981. The Commission's mandate involves education, the promotion of principles of non-discrimination and equality, and to investigate and endeavor to settle allegations of discrimination. Madam Acting Speaker, the Executive Officer of the Commission screens and investigates alleged contraventions of the Act, provides assistance to those who believe they have experienced discrimination, or assists those who have questions related to rights and obligations under the Human Rights Act. The Commission is both a public watchdog for human rights compliance and a resource to foster and promote human rights principles by working with stakeholders across the island, inclusive of the government, employers, service providers, landlords, community organizations, schools, and individuals. Madam Acting Speaker, the Commission works to further its objective of eradicating discrimination through the following means: addressing all queries related to rights in Bermuda, screening and investigating complaints of discrimination under the Human Rights Act of 1981, providing dispute resolution services through mediation to help settle complaints of discrimination, referring meritorious complaints to the Human Rights Tribunal, reviewing policies and providing guidance with all stakeholders in support of human rights obligations, engaging in collaborative presentations, research, and educationals, facilitating and participating in consultations to support the evolution of human rights in Bermuda, providing educational presentation workshops and training tailored to meet stakeholder needs in support of their human rights, education, and compliance commitments, providing recommendations to the government on proposed legislative amendments to ensure consistency with international standards, supporting the independence of the Selection and Appointment Committee and the Human Rights Tribunal, providing guidance to the government, organizations, businesses, and educational institutions on the development and implementation of a human rights-based approach to legislation, policies, programs, and complaint handling mechanisms to ensure compliance with the Act and international human rights agreements. Madam Acting Speaker, included in the annual report, you will note that during the 2024 calendar year, the Commission received 179 intakes, which accounts for both complaints and queries. The Commission observed significant increases in intakes that appear to contravene the Act, with a higher volume of matters advancing through the complaints handling stages in contrast to previous years. Of the total intakes received in 2024, 16% remain ongoing, as the remaining 84% have been resolved. The intakes primarily identify discriminatory treatment based on the protected grounds relating to disability at 17%, sex at 15%, and ethnic or national origins, which accounted for 14%. Madam Acting Speaker, within the protected areas of discrimination, 27% of the intakes received related to concerned alleged contraventions of Section 6(1) of the Act. The protected area of workplace harassment, contrary to Section 6(b)(1) of the Act, accounted for 17% of intakes, followed by allegations of discrimination within the provision of goods, facilities, and services, accounting for 15% of intakes received. Madam Acting Speaker, the annual report further states that 68% of the intakes received concerned employment and or the workplace. This total combined matters under the protective areas in the Act, such as Section 6, Section 6(b), Section 9, and matters that came to the Commission, which were identified as being employment-related. The complaints field included various individuals reporting that they were sexually harassed within the workplace, were denied employment because of a criminal record, were terminated because of their family status, and experience discriminatory treatment with respect to pay because of their place of origin and or ethnic or national origins. Madam Acting Speaker, on March 21st, 2024, the Commission hosted the What Can I Do, What Can We Do conference, a day dedicated to learning, connection, and collective action to protect and promote human rights in Bermuda. In June of 2024, the Commission launched a public consultation to gain deeper insight into the lived experience of people with disabilities. The consultation was designed to hear from people with disabilities, their families, disability advocates, and support services and members of the public. It was aimed to create a platform for sharing experiences and highlighting the barriers faced while navigating life in Bermuda. And in October 2024, the Commission acknowledged the extension of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities to Bermuda. Lastly, Madam Acting Speaker, the annual report highlighted that Palestine continued to feature among the work of the Commission as the ongoing genocide against Palestinians continued in 2024. The Commission joined the Peace March and the gathering on Cabinet grounds, coinciding with the International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people, emphasizing the need for vigilance in protecting rights. Madam Acting Speaker, I commend the officers of the Commission under the leadership of the Executive Officer for their steadfastness and commitment to the work of the Human Rights Commission. I invite this Honorable House to read the annual report of the Human Rights Commission and become informed about the engagements, educational activities, and accomplishments that the Commission was involved in during 2024. Also, Mr. Speaker, I want to inform the listening public that the Selection and Appointment Committee of the Human Rights Commission is receiving applications to serve as Human Rights Tribunal panel members. More information about this can be found at www.humanrights.bm. Madam Acting Speaker, in closing, and in accordance with Section 30A of the Human Rights 1981 Act, I now lay before this Honorable House the Human Rights Commission Annual Report for the year ending the 31st of December, 2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.